What's up, everybody? Happy Monday, and welcome back to H&J Talk Sports, the show where we talk everything Pittsburgh Steelers, Penguins, WVU, and whatever else we're feeling that day. I'm your host, Joe, and this man over here, the man with the plan, is Harry Baxter. Harry, what's up?
Yep, episode 2. Here we go.
Episode 2. Did you have a good weekend?
It was good. It was fast.
It was fast.
Feeling the time change. Here
It's
we go.
always too fast. That's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess.
That's the way
So
it
much. Anyways, we had a lot going on this week, kind of. So I guess first we'll go over some Penguins who are really hot right now. They're on a 5-game win streak. We'll talk about some Steelers free agency, some WVU. We got some basketball going on, a little bit of football stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always skip ahead in the timestamp to whatever you want to watch. If you're on Spotify or anything else, you got to listen to the whole podcast, which I'd recommend anyways, because why wouldn't you want to listen to us talk for 40 minutes? Right?
Hey, that's a good way to spend some time.
I would want to listen to us talk for 40 minutes, so you should just listen anyways.
Yeah.
But timestamps in the description on YouTube. But we'll start with the Penguins because they're 5-0, or not 5-0. They're on a 5-game win streak.
Yeah.
They're hot. A couple weeks ago, everyone thought the Penguins were terrible, and it was doom and gloom. The GM quit. They were not looking good. They brought in some new GMs. It looked like it was going to be a bad season, and now they might be really good, actually.
It's a good time to get hot.
It's a good time to get hot. And the schedule is very beneficial to the Penguins right now.
Yeah.
Because they've spent, I don't know if you know, and maybe not casual hockey fans know how they're doing this season with COVID. It's all interdivision. So everyone you play, you're fighting with a playoff spot for. You're not playing other conferences or other divisions. And you're playing each team in your division 8 times. So every point is critical. So every point is essentially a 4-point game because you're getting 2 points and you're taking 2 away from somebody else. The first month, when the season starts, 2 months of the season, the Penguins have basically been playing the Islanders, the Capitals, with a few Rangers and other teams sprinkled in. But they've played, the top 2 teams in the division. The Islanders are currently sitting number 1, Caps number 2, and they only got 2 games left against those teams. So that's pretty much all they've played. They've had a tough start of the season. And for the rest of the season, they still got 8 games against New Jersey, who sucks, and 6 games against Buffalo, who they just swept 2 games this week, and Buffalo sucks. So they have a very beneficial schedule to run the table here for the rest of the season.
They're third right now in the division.
They're third. They've had a very 5-game win streak. They've moved up. They jumped Boston. They play Boston this week. I think 2 games. That might be the most critical 2 games of the season. Because if you can steal those 2 points from Boston, you're separating yourself from them. You might not have to worry about them again. And then you play the Sabres in New Jersey, who really suck for almost the rest of the season. And you can just rack up points. You got to beat the bad teams too, but this Boston series is very important. But they look good right now. Their first line's good. Their second line's good. Their goaltending is clicking, which it looked really bad to start the season. And now they're getting goaltending. I'd say above average goaltending. It's not spectacular, but it's good. They got a good opportunity here to really get hot. And another good thing, too, they've played all these tough teams. They're winning the season series against the Caps 4-2 in the games they've played so far. They've played 6 games. Rangers 5-1. Isles, who are first place, they're winning that series 4-2 out of the 6 games they've played so far. They're doing pretty good. I think the only downside is a lot of those games against the Caps and Isles have been to overtime. So you're giving them points, which you don't want to do. So I think this week you got to beat Boston without going to overtime if you can. You got to steal those points, jump 2 games up, catch Washington. But things are looking good in Pittsburgh.
Keep it up. Let's finish the season strong.
Keep it up. He doesn't say much, but when he talks, it's important. All right, that's it. Penguins are hot. We'll get to something you could talk about now. Steelers have been doing a lot of stuff this week. Well, they haven't been doing much, but their free agents have been doing a lot. Juju Smith-Schuster is Twitch streaming video games with the title 2 more weeks till I'm a free man. Sounds like he wants out of Pittsburgh, or he's not coming back, or they're not negotiating with him.
I saw a poll where he had voted that he was not going to be back.
That's what I was going to mention too. He said not coming back. That was early this week. Today, I read some stuff that said they're trying to negotiate with him.
Well, I saw on a post he put, maybe it was today or yesterday, that he was thanking Pittsburgh and say he has good memories. He doesn't know whether he'll be here or not. So
that to me sounded like someone that was leaving, though. That
sounded like a goodbye post, but
it did. But they said they're negotiating with him. I think he's gone. It doesn't sound like he's trying too hard to stay to me.
I think he's gonna take whoever gives him the most money. I don't think there's a lot of
100%.
He's not staying for the team. He's not gonna take a.
He said he was.
Discount, but
he talked a big game about team, but I don't.
Whoever gives him more money, he's gone.
He's gone. I'm pretty sure Juju's gone. I'm 90% he's out the door. I'd be very shocked if he stayed. Bud Dupree, probably gone.
They're trying. They're trying to get the Bud Dupree. I don't know how it's going to work out.
They got Bud Dupree's probably gone. Villanueva, does he stay? Do they want him to stay?
I think he's going to be gone. I don't know. They're hurting. Pouncey retired.
Villanueva's been up and down in my book. He's been good. He hasn't been stellar. The trouble is, I don't know who you replace him with. Might be a tough year for the line. Mike Hilton.
He's been good. He's been solid.
He's counting down the leaving. Doesn't mean he's gone, but it's not looking good, so he'll probably be gone.
Team's starting to look a little rough. They're going to have to draft.
Especially the defense. I mean, that's been the big thing the past few years. Tough defense, and it feels like they wasted it almost. Now we're losing Bud Dupree. Pouncey retired. Mike Hilton's probably leaving.
Defense still be. They've got to fill some holes, but the core of the defense is still got Minka. You still got Devin Bush, T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward. Defense is still fairly good.
Yeah, they do got holes.
Got to fill in some pieces. But Dupree, that one will hurt.
Will hurt a lot. That's when they started to look bad last year when he got hurt.
But you got some young guys.
Zach Banner, free agent. I feel like he'll be back. He really liked being a Steeler. I don't know if you follow social media much, but he really likes being a Steeler. He tweets about the Steelers a lot.
Hopefully he comes.
He was really upset when he went down. I feel like he'll come back. Who else? Cameron Sutton. James Conner, they're not taking him back. He's gone. Joshua Dobbs, probably not. And with Roethlisberger, Haskins, Rudolph. Joshua Dobbs is weird, though. He's almost like a coach. I wonder if they would give him a coaching job. Some kind of assistant.
He's not expensive. Yeah, it's better.
They're just full of quarterbacks. They don't want to play him, but I feel like, I don't know, him and Roethlisberger, whenever you see him on the sidelines this season, he's always sitting with Joshua Dobbs going over video on a tablet. I've never seen him sitting with Mason Rudolph.
Well, hopefully he does that with Haskins and can mentor Haskins.
That would be good.
Maybe get something special.
Did you see what Ron Rivera said about Haskins?
No, what did he say?
He said, I think this was a recent interview. He's got all the talent to be one of the top QBs in the game, but he's there for a week and then he's not there.
Yeah.
Like for a week, you see him working really hard and he's in the video room. And then for a week, it's like, well, where'd he go?
I've heard that, but hopefully now he got a wake-up call from Washington, and hopefully now he's ready to put in the work.
It would be ideal if he could learn from Ben. I don't know. Is Ben a good mentor?
Ben's a good mentor.
I mean, when Mason Rudolph got drafted, there was a lot of questions about that and how he treated the situation.
I think they're all right. They're close.
I don't know. Hopefully he looks at this as his last season. Speaking of last seasons, Drew Brees retired.
Well, it was about time. He's been struggling.
Brady signed another 1-year deal.
Brady's different. Brees, I don't know. They just couldn't get the ball down the field. It was a short passing game. You didn't have any vertical threat with him.
Yeah.
Age wasn't helping. He had a great career.
Should Ben look at his book, though, and say it's almost time? So if I feel like it would be better for the Steelers if Ben went into this season thinking this is my last season, more than leaving it up in the air, because that way he is focused on more being of a mentor, always trying to win.
Let's see. If he plays like he did the second half of last year, it's got to be.
I mean, it'd be nice if you have a QB that you can slot in when he gets tired or wears down towards the end of the season. He obviously didn't hold up. I know it's not all his fault. I mean, the wide receivers who were really hot in the first 6 weeks of the season, Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, everybody. No one could catch a pass after week 6 of the season.
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely wasn't just him.
It fell apart and no run game. The worst run game in the league. But speaking of run game, Adrian Peterson apparently wants to be a Steeler.
Well, that'd be good. He's older.
He's old. Hey, you liked TJ Watt we talked about last week, and I think he's too old. But
you mean JJ Watt?
Or JJ Watt.
JJ Watt.
One of those guys. The one we don't have.
JJ Watt's still. I mean, I don't know. Running back's different. It's a lot of punishment.
Not what he used to be, but we got nothing. He can come in and do more than Connor did last year.
We'll see. I don't know. That line might be a little different this coming year.
I mean, I think that hurt last year. They weren't too great. But I don't know. Connor was this, and I don't want to. I like James Conner too. I really wanted him to be good that year when Bell held out and he came in and he put up amazing numbers. I think he put up better numbers or more touchdowns or yards per game than Bell did within a year of the Steelers. And then after that, all downhill.
I wish Le'Veon would come back. It was a good match.
It was a good match. And I don't dislike him as much as Antonio. I would never want to see AB in a Steelers jersey again. I don't like the way Bell handled the situation, but it's not as bad. He was more thinking about his money, which is okay. Antonio Brown is just a problem. And I'll never believe he's got it fully together.
I don't know. He's not as crazy, not as divish. He's still got some of the attitude, some of the problems.
We'll see if it comes back. I'm still waiting.
He won. I haven't seen it the way it was when it was at its peak.
No.
When he left the Steelers and went to Oakland was different.
I hope it doesn't come back. I would never want to see him on the Steelers, though. Le'Veon Bell, I'll take him tomorrow.
We could use him.
We need someone to run. So we need some defense. Got some defensive holes to fill. We need a running back. You think we need a wide receiver, or do you think the young guys are enough?
I think we got other important holes to fill if somebody really good drops, then okay, take them. But there's a lot of other positions.
Well, it's back to the draft again too with the cap issues. You're almost going to have to fill some of these holes in the draft.
Yeah, we got this.
What's more important? Well, I guess it depends on what they do for agency too. Maybe drafter. I don't know. I think QB's out. I don't think they'll draft a QB.
I'd still rather take a QB than.
If someone good falls to them, with Dwayne Haskins, I don't think this is the year though.
Yeah.
You got people talking outside. This is unprofessional again with this guy.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for free agency and see what they do. Then we'll know more about the draft, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It might not be a good a season as last year, unfortunately.
It's not looking good. My expectations are going down by the day.
We'll see.
It might be more of a rebuilding year.
Hey, if you can get Adrian Peterson and draft a young running back, that might be a good combo. Talk about mentoring. You have Adrian Peterson, who's a reliable guy. He can't go like he used to, but he get you some short yards, and you got him to mentor a young guy. That might not be bad.
If you could get a running back later in the draft, I'm not big on picking a running back early.
Yeah.
I think they get hurt often. It's a lot easier to find a usable running back. I think if you can, there's other positions that are more valuable early in the draft.
Yeah. Like I said, they got a lot of holes to fill.
I mean, you're going to need a lineman, linebacker. One of those two would be good.
Mm-hmm.
I would take. I'd still like to get a QB, but we'll see.
I don't think you're getting a QB this year. I'd be very shocked if they got a QB, unless someone stellar fell into their hands.
We'll find out.
They got 3 on the roster already. Well, West Virginia. You want to talk basketball or football?
We can talk football.
You want to talk football?
We can finish
out football before we jump into some basketball talk. WVU football then this week. Lance Dixon, linebacker, former 4-star recruit, transferred from Penn State to West Virginia. How you feel about that one?
It's good. He's a good young guy. He's going to be a redshirt freshman when he comes.
Yep.
He played a little bit. He stayed under the redshirt. He played less than 4 games.
Yeah.
So he got to get his redshirt year. He's good. We need it. Linebackers.
And also in December, Doug Nestor, offensive lineman, another 4-star recruit, transferred from Virginia Tech. So we mentioned Neil Brown's recruiting a little bit. He's swiping some recruits here lately.
Well, he's been doing good on the recruiting tour.
2
Hopefully it continues. Doug Nestor could be big. I like him. I want to see what he can do. I think line's very important.
Yeah. And I have some breaking news, actually.
Breaking news.
I might be the only one in the world that knows this.
What's this?
4-star recruit Jacolby Spells announced his 5-team watch list. He narrowed it down. It was like he had 20 offers, and he narrowed it to his top 5 teams this week.
Yeah. What are the 5 teams?
West Virginia, Indiana, Miami, Syracuse, and Arizona State.
Now, Miami, Florida?
Yep. Because I guess he's from Miami, and that's what people are thinking is the leading school to get him.
There's a lot of competition there.
For some reason. But here's my insider info. When he tweeted this out, his 5 schools, I retweeted it, and I said, Jacolby to the dub. I can feel it. He liked the tweet. I mean, that's all but confirmed he's coming to the dub, right?
Oh, that's a good sign.
Can you deny it?
That's a good sign.
He liked it. I didn't scroll to the other tweets from the other schools to see if he was liking those too, because I don't want to. But I'm confirming that probably means he's coming to the dub. That's
a good sign. Hopefully. That'd be good. Miami, we get some good players from Miami.
He seems a 4-star recruit. People have been saying he has a big upside. He could be a really good player. He played offense. He played some wide receiver. He switched to CB. Pretty athletic guy. He could be a really good player.
Yep. We need it. We'll take it.
And of all the teams, I mean, where would you go? Indiana? You don't want to go to Indiana. Syracuse? Maybe.
It'd be between Miami and West Virginia.
And I got to pick West Virginia.
Depends on his priorities. If he wants to play somewhere where he can get to play at home, probably Syracuse, because Syracuse has Miami on the schedule. Being in the ACC. And then you'd probably you don't have the competition that you have at Miami.
I feel like, though, if you want to,
the problem with West Virginia is that he's not going to have any games in Florida.
No, but out of all those 5 schools, what's the best opportunity for you moving forward?
If you believe in yourself, maybe Miami. But if you want to play for probably a decent team and get more play time, West Virginia.
Jacolby Spells, if you're listening, all I'm saying is West Virginia has a fabulous draft record. We love to put players in the NFL, especially defensive players.
It's his for the taking. Get it?
I would love to see him here. That would be some great news. We still need a QB, but if he would come here with the transfers we've stolen so far, defense is looking really good, even with losing Stills.
Get it?
Really
good.
The change.
West Virginia's about to go up.
I like it. So, Jacolby to West Virginia. I'm calling it. And if he comes to West Virginia, we'll get him on the show.
Yes, come on the show.
There you go. West Virginia basketball, Harry, blew another big game. That's all we do in West Virginia.
Man, different year, same story.
With football, just kidding, Jacolby. Don't listen to that part. We're getting better. We'll just say basketball. Seems like what we do is we're really good, and then we blow the big game every time.
The team, they can beat anybody. They played with Gonzaga. They played with Baylor. Very good games, very close games.
When the big game comes around, they don't. Why don't they?
They do. They win big games. They don't win all the games. The problem is they play the top 5 teams, top 10 teams the same way they play teams 20 through 30.
Yeah.
They have close games. They're not blowing these teams out. They get worn down. They could make a run in the NCAA tournament. They could win. I think they could get to the Final Four.
So
but I also think they could lose. Is
that a coaching problem if they play like that? And I don't want to throw anything on a coach because I know I'll get destroyed.
No.
Because he's a hero in West Virginia.
If it wasn't for that coach, they would be nowhere near where they're at.
Who didn't get into the Hall of Fame, by the way, and Twitter was outraged.
They should be. He's a good coach. I think he's a great coach.
And I guess that's how, I don't know how things, I don't follow basketball closely enough to know how it works. So I guess you don't have to be retired to get into the Hall of Fame in basketball.
Nope.
Is that with all basketball or just college?
I'm not sure about NBA, but for college, no. They put coaches in there all the time.
Interesting. If he won a big game, he might get in. This is the year. Maybe this is the year he can prove he deserves it.
He's going to get in. This is one of his best teams he's had.
Yep.
I believe that. There's a lot of people who think he's got a really good chance. The bracket's not bad. When I saw the bracket that they got put in, it's not bad at all.
So let's see who we got here.
They are the 3rd seed in the Midwest region.
Mm-hmm.
They play Morehead State. They win that, then they get the winner of San Diego State and Syracuse.
Which isn't bad.
I think they could win that. 2 seed is Houston. I mean, the 1 seed is Illinois. I think Oklahoma State, you might have round 3 or what? Yeah. No, excuse me, round 4. And
would that be some poetic justice or kryptonite? You beat them in the tournament or they beat you again?
Even it up. I think that's, I think from what I've seen, this is probably the easiest bracket.
I mean, yeah, on paper, it looks like the easiest bracket. Other than who we got, Illinois, Oklahoma State, who they've struggled with off and on.
Georgia Tech won the ACC tournament.
Did they beat Oklahoma State once or twice this year?
Huh?
They beat Oklahoma State once or twice?
Once. They had a big comeback the first game. They lost the second game, and then they lost in the tournament. And the second game they lost, Oklahoma State was without 2 starters. And I think they just underestimated them, got beat.
Can't do that.
Big 12 tournament game was close.
Yeah.
It was a good battle. Oklahoma State ended up pulling away. We'll see. I like their – I'm going to predict that they win both games this week and they get to the Sweet 16. That's my prediction.
They should win both games this week. So Sweet 16 is what you're telling me.
Sweet 16. We'll go from there.
Well, that would be exciting. When's the first game scheduled for?
Friday, I think they play.
Friday. That's exciting.
But you don't have all the travel this year. All the teams are in Indianapolis, which helps.
Yeah. Harry's predicting Sweet 16.
I think so. For this, I think they win both games. I think they beat Morehead State. I don't think they struggle too much with them. And then I think they play San Diego State. They beat them. Close game, but they beat them.
Are you filling out a bracket? Should we do a bracket?
I will.
We'll do the H&J Talk Sports bracket. You can follow on social media, H&J Talk Sports on Twitter, Instagram. See how you stack up to the experts. Right. Yep.
Good. I'm excited to see them play.
So we got Sweet 16 prediction for West Virginia. We're both feeling more positive about football, WVU. I think we feel much more positive this week than last week, maybe. I don't know. The same? Were you feeling positive last week?
I'm still the same. I like the future, though.
I feel a little more positive. I like these transfers. I'm getting excited. More excited than I was.
Yep, 6 months.
We're both down on the Steelers. We'll see what happens when free agency starts. When is free agency? Is the 17th?
Yes.
Is it the 17th?
I believe that's right.
Yeah, 17th, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. So 3 days. We'll see what happens or 2 days because it's Monday. When this airs, we recorded on Sunday, but we'll say it's Monday. 2 days till free agency. So maybe feel better or worse. Probably worse.
Yeah, Steelers, I'm feeling more pessimistic.
Yeah, I think our record's worse than last year.
So Penn's optimistic.
Penn's, I'm very optimistic.
WVU, football and basketball optimistic.
WVU, we're optimistic on everything. Steelers, we're down. Penguins, I'm up. I'm way up. I'm excited for every Penguin game. Yeah.
There we go.
That's it. Anything else going on?
Not much. We'll see. Hopefully the Penn's big series. Basketball.
Big series against Boston.
Tournament.
Yep.
Hopefully it's a good week.
Hopefully it's a good week. Good free agency. Hopefully Penn sweep Boston.
May Steelers get a surprise free agent. Nobody sees coming. Fill a hole.
I don't know how they'll fit him, but let's hope so.
They're not big on free agency. They don't get big-time players. They like to build through the draft.
Yeah.
Develop. So my expectations aren't very high for free agency.
Maybe Adrian Peterson. I would just be happy. The only free agent I want is Bud Dupree to come back. Everyone else can walk.
I'd love Bud to come back.
Give me Bud Dupree back. Maybe give me Adrian Peterson on a short 1-year contract.
Yeah.
Let everyone else go.
We'll
Maybe
see.
Zach Banner because he loves the Steelers. He hypes me up on Twitter.
I hope.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that. Again, if you haven't, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get dinged when we release videos all week.
Comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. That's the formula.
Join the movement.
Join the movement. H&J Talk Sports. H&J Talk Sports on Instagram and Twitter. Also, if you don't feel like watching us and you just want to listen on your way to work, you can listen to H&J Talk Sports podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or any podcast platform. We're not on Apple Podcasts yet, but probably within the week we will be. So listen. Listen on there. Watch on YouTube every Monday at noon. And Harry, see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Later.